And then I really only want to keep you guys for like a half an hour. I really just want to go over some quick announcements, do a little bit of training, and then I'll open it up for questions if you guys have anything or need anything from me. I know you're all busy and you're parents and we all have a lot going on. And I don't know, for some reason, once I swear 9:00 hits, I can't keep my eyes open. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Screen share. All right. Sarah, can you see the PowerPoint? Okay. All right, cool. So I just want to go over a few announcements. You guys have probably already saw the buzz, heard the buzz. You can see all of Beachbody's announcements too. If you log into your Coach online office, on the right side, there's breaking news. So they leave things up there for a long time. So at the top will be the latest. And then if you scroll down, you can read stuff that's been news in the past few months. But the first is this new Shakeology flavor, the cafe latte. Leadership was last weekend. And so that is a conference that you can earn your way to. Right now, you have to be a 5-star rank to get there, a paid 5-star rank. So they keep it very small and personal, so you can get the training that you need. It's very, I haven't been there. They keep upping their requirements, so I've missed it by 1 rank this year and last year, but I will be there next year for sure. So you get to meet the trainers, do live workouts. You get to meet, all the top leaders in the organization. I think there's only a few hundred that get to go out of 300,000. So it's a really cool honor to be there, and it's great, really great personal development and great training. So I'll periodically be posting the trainings that some of the coaches have taken videos of. There'll be some stuff in the online office too for you guys so anything that I see and think is worth you guys watching, I will share with you. Again, Hammer and Chisel is coming out December 1st. I think it's a Tuesday. It's going to be released. So the way they do those releases, and we'll talk more about that later, is they release it to the network first. So for a few days, only people can buy those from coaches. I will tell you that I'm not going to start talking about Hammer and Chisel until probably the middle of November, beginning or middle of November, because I still want to get through the month of October. And I don't want to, we have what our challenge pack sales are this month, and I don't want to confuse people. So I'm not going to talk about it too much until it gets closer to the release date. But as a team, we will do a beta test group. So I encourage you guys all to just, plan on purchasing the program. I'll be getting my own copy and starting. I'll be doing the test group. We do a coaches only group, which is really fun since it's just the release of a new program. So we can all kind of motivate each other and talk about how we like it and share results. There is a new workout that's on demand. You guys might have seen it with Autumn Calabrese, the pre and postnatal workouts. I'm bummed that they didn't come out like 6 months ago. I knew they were in the works though. So this is great. A lot of our demographic is moms, and a lot are pregnant or just pregnant, just had their babies. So when I was pregnant, I really wished I would have had this, because these workouts focus on what you need when you're pregnant, what part of your body that you need to be strong to carry a baby, to labor and deliver, that kind of thing, stretching, all that stuff. I did modify 21 Day Fix and some of the other workouts, but doing planks, you can only do for so long, sit-ups, that kind of stuff, jumping, you really can't do. So anyways, that's going to be awesome for mommies out there. There's going to be a new workout released in the spring. I think it's going to be March. It's Tony Horton, and it's a military style. So it's going to be 22-minute workouts. They keep getting shorter and shorter, it seems like, but it's going to market really to those people that want something hardcore, that want something quick. It'll be great for people that are in the military And make sure you guys remember that military people get a discount. So if you are active military, you do not have to pay for the coach sign-up fee, and you do not have to pay the monthly service fee. So it's a no-brainer for people in the military to, sign as a discount coach, because they're not paying. They're just automatically getting discounts on everything. So military, let me think, active person, and I think active wife too. If they're active, they can do their spouse, not just wife, spouse, could be a husband. But also this applies to veterans. So if there is a veteran, but it's only the veteran themselves, it's not the spouse of the veteran. So there's some paperwork. You sign up a little bit different. If you have questions, you can reference the FAQ. We do have some military people on our team, so there's a reference there too. But if you know people in the military, this is going to be a great program to market to. If you know somebody that wants to go into the military and they need to get in shape for basic training, this will be another great program. Super Saturday / Sunday. Sometimes it's Sunday. It's this weekend. This is the quarterly event that Beachbody puts on all over the country. So it's easy to find an event in your area. You just have to go to the online office and find, closest to the city. You can put in your zip code because everyone registers them. So Pittsburgh is having a huge event this weekend, which is where a lot of our team live. That's where my upline is and her upline. So they're having an event. And then in Florida, where I am, there is going to be one on Saturday and one on Sunday. So I will post those links in the page. I don't know which one I'm going to yet. So any of you Floridians that want to get there, we can chat about that. But I will be making it to one of them, I think. Hopefully this will be my first time with the baby. So got to figure that out. And then Success Club, as always, is the benchmark to building your business. So you want to strive towards hitting at least Success Club 5, which is bringing in at least 3 new customers, either selling a challenge pack with Shakeology. So that's a program in Shakeology Home Direct, or just selling Shakeology on Home Direct. It has to be on Home Direct for you to get that Success Club point, and it has to be a new customer. This month you will win a Darren Hardy webinar. He wrote The Compound Effect, and he is the author of Success Magazine. Also, the top 20 Success Club earners will get one-on-one call with Carl in November. So you'll get to be able to get training from him, which is really cool. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about events and why it is so important for you to strive to get there. So the picture on the bottom is Super Saturday. That's the entire Knockout Brigade team that went to, not everybody, but everyone that could make it went to Super Saturday in Pittsburgh, and that's from January. And then the picture on the right is actually in Vegas. There was a Success Club party that we got to go to. And when Beachbody throws a party, I'm telling you, it is like nothing you've ever seen. Top-notch food, top-notch drinks. I mean, there were fireworks at the MGM Grand at the end of our party. It was really, really, really fun. So the events that you can be a part of are quarterly events. Super Saturday is big. It's nice because you can get with local coaches. Our team is all over the country. So it's always exciting to try to find other people from our team. I will tell you that this was a big deal for me. I went to Super Saturday by myself because my upline was all in Pittsburgh, but I knew, and I was told by my upline that, if you wanted to build this business, if you wanted to be successful, you needed to get to these events. They were so important. And I was so glad that I went because they had advertised for the Success Club trip for the following year. And it was a free cruise. And, everybody was so excited. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Like, I want to be on that cruise. I'm getting on that cruise. And so that was one of the driving forces for my business that year was I wanted to earn that cruise. Like, I was getting on that cruise. So there's always a Success Club trip every spring that you can work towards all year long. Also at Super Saturday, you will get to hear transformation stories of Beachbody coaches, either financial transformations or physical transformations. And it's just so inspiring to see those people up there. And I know that we see a lot of these things on Facebook, but when you get to actually hear someone tell their story and see the emotion behind it and see, you know, most times people are crying and it's just such a big deal. It's really moving. It's an indescribable energy and group of people that you're a part of that you just can't really put your finger on it until you get there. So it's another way for you to connect with other coaches, with other teams. For me, I was new to Florida. I'd only been here a year. I went there and it really had a huge impact on my business because I met so many coaches that became friends of mine. I actually was given a fit club through that, which helped my business grow. I was running obstacle course races with coaches that I had met. And it just really solidified that I knew that I was in the right place and doing the right thing. And I started making all these friends in the business, and I started surrounding myself with these positive people. And I just continued to blossom as a person and be more motivated to do this business more when I surrounded myself with those people. So I know that if you're in an area where, you know, maybe there aren't people on our team there or your upline isn't there, it can be scary and you want to go outside of your comfort zone. But to be honest with you, it's kind of like a sorority or a church or something. Like when you go there, you feel welcome there. Everyone makes you feel welcome. The energy's high, it's positive. And this is for any event. This isn't just Super Saturday. There's just this positive energy and you're just excited to be there. So at the Super Saturday events, there will be a video that you watch from corporate as well that talks about announcements and things that are coming up. There's typically a live workout, depending on what area in the country you are. Corporate comes. So all over the country, some of the celebrity trainers will show up, like in Pittsburgh. Jerica, I think her name's Jerica. She was in Les Mills Pump and now she's with Beachbody. She's a trainer. I think she's going to be coming out with a new workout program. She's going to be doing a live workout in Pittsburgh. I know Shaun T travels all over. Tony Horton, Sagi travels, Carl travels, all corporate travels. So there's extra training in there too. So it's a great way to meet people. The annual Coach Summit is in July. So something for you to be thinking about now. It is the best investment that you will ever make in your business. And if you talk to anybody, they will tell you that. Again, this was another game changer for my business. And again, I went there without anybody from, you know, my upline sponsor wasn't there. There was about 5 people from our team that I didn't even know. And I went with one friend that I knew from Tampa to Vegas, flew there by myself, went to a lot of trainings by myself, really just stepped totally out of my comfort zone. But it made me realize again what this is that we're a part of. This is such an awesome company to be a part of. And these events, they're not like other jobs. They're not like other corporate events where you feel like, you know, you're forced to be there. I mean, it actually empowers you more. It gets you even more excited for the business that you come back and you're just on fire. And that's the same that what happens with the Success Club trip. There's team retreats that are put on by each team. I'm going to be planning something in 2016 for my team. And so want to be on the watch out for that. Those are great too. Great training, great way to connect, team build. The New Leader Conference is in January. So anybody that is working towards 2-star diamond, you can get invited to that conference. I had the opportunity to go there last year and it was really cool. They paid for our hotel. We stayed in LA. We got to go to corporate. We got to work out live with Autumn. There was like 20 people in the workout. She did the 21-day fix. So we got to do a live workout, the 21-day fix extreme. We got to do the live workout before other people. It was even released. And And we had some great team building fun, and we went to a party, and they had drinks and hors d'oeuvres and everything, and corporate's there, Carl's there. They all walk around, they talk to you. Autumn was there walking around. I mean, it was just really super cool. So if you're shooting for 2-star, you need to be paid 2-star by December 31st. Completely doable. And, any of you guys that are shooting for it, anybody that has questions about the conference and wants to know a little bit more, I would be happy to tell you about it. But it really was awesome. There's a lot of leaders that come and train. Melanie Mitro and Trina Gray and Tracy Morrow were the speakers last year, and it was really cool. And then the leadership conference is in October, which you just saw a lot of our leaders at. So that is something that you want to set on your dream board and put a goal and a date to when you will get to leadership, because I want you all there with me next year. All right, so we're going to move into self-discipline. Now, this is like completely, totally different topic from events, but it is kind of part of self-discipline, I guess, if you think about it. And the fact that, this is your business and you want to, you obviously want to have fun with it, but it's a business. So you want to treat it like a business, and you want to discipline yourself to do the things that you should do and that are necessary for you to do in order for you to be successful. Events are another thing that you don't have to go. There's no one telling you that you need to do this. There's no one going to be taking roll call to see if you're there. This is something that you decide to do. If this is what I will tell you, the top leaders in this business, the people that are successful in this business, they are going to Super Saturday. They're not missing Super Saturday because they know that that's what they need to do to be successful. So if you take a look here, the definition of self-discipline, the ability to do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Right? So that key piece there is whether you feel like it or not. This business, this job, being a coach is awesome. It is the best job there is, but it's still a job, right? There are still parts of it that you don't feel like doing. Most of us enjoy working out. Maybe some of us don't. I love working out. Do I always feel like it? Absolutely not. But am I disciplined in following my workout program so that I do it? Yes, because I'm disciplined with it. So, you want to think about in your life the things that you are disciplined with. Think about what you've been able to achieve when you've been disciplined in a certain area. For instance, maybe you have trained for a half marathon. You have to be pretty disciplined to do that, right? You're not just going to wake up and run 13 miles tomorrow if you haven't been training. You follow a schedule. You run so many miles every day or, each week, and then you increase that mileage until you get to your goal. So it's the long-term goal is the half marathon. The short-term small goals that you need to achieve to get there is the training that you're doing on a daily basis. Fitness competition, same thing. Sarah could tell you she had to be disciplined in what she was doing. She had to train. She had to be strict with her diet. And I'm sure that she didn't feel like doing it all the time, but she had a long-term goal in mind. And so she did the short-term goals and the things that she needed to do to get there. So the main difference between people, and this just isn't in this business, but this is in life in general. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is self-discipline. If you look at, and we talk about this in different ways, we talk about the compound effect. Doing the small little things every day that are going to compound over time that are going to give you the results you want. This is the same thing. It's the being self-disciplined to those little tiny goals that you need to do on a daily basis to get to your long-term goal. So, it is the key to personal greatness. It is the magic quality that opens all the doors and it makes everything possible. This is the key. If you can discipline yourself to work towards the goals that you want on a daily basis, you will be successful. Absolutely. So it's really something that you need to think about. But on the other hand, if you lack self-discipline, it is going to be the complete opposite. And the compound effect does not have to be a positive thing. It can be just as negative. So, it can cause failure. It can cause frustration, underachievement, unhappiness, all those things that, if you think about it in terms of a workout program, how do you feel when you set out and you're like, okay, I have a calendar. I'm going to work out. These are the days that I need to follow. I'm going to follow the 21-day fix, and this is the day. And you miss 4 workouts. Like, how are you feeling about that? You're not feeling good. You're feeling like you failed. You're frustrated. You don't feel worthy. You don't feel good enough. But let's say the opposite happens. You get that calendar out, you follow it, you do that workout every single day. Think about how you feel. You feel like on top of the world. You feel like you could conquer anything. You feel great. That's because you practiced self-control and self-discipline, and you work towards achieving those goals that you set by doing the things that you needed to do, whether you felt like it or not. So a couple of things that are going to get in the way of self-discipline, they're the path of least resistance and the expediency factor. So the path of least resistance, that's just our society in general, right? We want to take the easy way out. We want the quick fix. We want it to happen now. We just always want to cut corners. What's the key to success? How can we get to the top, overnight? But don't give me, I don't want to work towards it. I just want to know what the magic button is. And there is none. There really isn't. So taking the easy way out is not the way. I mean, again, you can think about it from a fitness standpoint. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of nutrition wise, taking the easy way out. I don't know, not eating. Yeah, you'll definitely lose weight by not eating, but you are not going to be healthy. This is, detrimental to your body in the long term. Yeah, short term, you may lose 10, 20 pounds, but in the long term, you're really wreaking havoc on your body. So, the expediency factor is just an extension of taking that path. You're doing what's fun and easy versus what is necessary. So, it's not always fun to have to wake up in the morning on Saturday and work the business. I would definitely rather be at the beach, but I know that I need to do certain things every day to build my business. And so I stay disciplined in that. So the other thing, that's going to get in the way with your self-discipline is excuses. I mean, we all are going to make excuses. And what this book I'm reading, it's called No More Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline, where I got a lot of this from, and it has me thinking about it a lot. It's by Brian Tracy, is, excuses. Losers make excuses, winners make progress. And I think when we start to make excuses, it's really good for us to take a step back and say, is there anyone else who's had the same excuse but is successful anyways? And, everybody goes through stuff. Everybody has, life happens. I got pregnant unexpectedly, and I had plans for my business. I had plans to be teaching, teaching full time, doing, teaching Insanity and PIO classes. And I had plans for my business going a different direction. But I was pregnant and I was sick and I wasn't feeling well. And then I was too big and then I wasn't ready. And so, I had plans to travel and go on the Success Club trip and these things that, things got in my way. And, that was an excuse. Well, I was pregnant, so I couldn't do what I needed to do. Or, I have a new baby now, so I can't work out because I don't get any sleep. Or, but I'll tell you what, there are people in this business that have been pregnant and been successful, have had babies, have been successful, have battled cancer and been successful, gone through divorces, been successful. So just know that there are people out there that have the same issues and they're doing it anyway. So when you start to see yourself slacking, just get real with yourself. You know, I mean, if you feel that you're not self-disciplined in an area, figure out why. You know, don't make an excuse, because the only person that's hurting is you. And remember that everybody in this business starts at zero. We all started at zero. Katie Ersta started at zero. Melanie Mitro started at zero. All of us. It's just, what did you do with the resources that you were given? You know, we all have the same programs that we have access to. We all have access to Shakeology. We all have access to the back office and trainings. And we have access to social media, right? And so why is it that someone makes Success Club 25 and someone else makes Success Club 0? Because that person that's making 25 is doing the things that are necessary to do to accomplish those goals. So, you know, you just need to get real with yourself and stop making excuses. In order to be a disciplined Beachbody coach, these are the self-disciplines that you need. And it's the 3 vital behaviors. That is the most simple way to break down this business and how to be successful. So inviting, you want to invite every day. If you want to build your business faster, you need to invite more. You need to be a product of the product. So you're following the workout calendar. You're disciplined with your workouts. You're disciplined with your Shakeology. You're disciplined with being that product continually so that you can show why we have a solution, right? And personal development. This is what's going to change you from the inside out. This is so key. And you know, one isn't really more important than the other one, but any coach that's been successful will tell you that personal development is the reason that they have been able to be successful, because it keeps them going. It keeps them in a mindset of self-discipline, right? You know, again, we don't always feel like doing it, but you know, and things happen. We get discouraged. Someone hates on us, or a coach quits, or, you know, someone says something not very nice about us, or we fail, you know, we do something and it doesn't work, or, you know, we want to be a blogger and we can't figure it out and it's frustrating. Well, we need to train ourselves. You need to train your mind to think positively, and you need to train your mind to train yourself to improve on the skills that are necessary for you to grow as a person and grow as a coach in this business. So but again, it's really easy not to do, and it's really easy to do. So you really owe it to yourself to not discount the personal development. You will hear that from me all the time. You will hear, I'm like, Katie will talk about me all the time being the personal development guru, because it really is life-changing. And, you know, every time I have a coach that comes to me and says, you know, I'm really struggling, I can't figure out why I can't do this or that. And I'll ask them, you know, what personal development are you doing? And 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, they'll say, well, I haven't been doing it. I'm like, well, there's your answer. Well, how many people have you been inviting? Well, I didn't really invite anybody. Well, there's your answer. So, and just kind of a side note on that personal development, make sure that you want to work on something that you need to improve upon your specific skill. So if you want to understand Facebook better, if you want to understand Instagram, or you want to be a blogger, you know, you need to start doing training on that. If you feel like you're not really good at sales, or you don't understand sales, or you don't really, you know, can't handle objections, do training on that. If you feel like you need better leadership, self-confidence, time management, self-discipline, you know, what are the areas that you feel like you need work on? And that's the personal development, you know, that you want to focus on. Maybe you need to understand the online office, or really understand the workout programs. You know, go to the online office, and there is masses of trainings back there. Maybe it's handling objections, right? We all have trouble with that. when we first get started. So go through and find trainings. And again, you can always come to me. Like I said, I'm the personal development guru. So I know where a lot of stuff is, and I've listened to a lot of things. Sometimes we just need to get our mind right, and we just need some positivity. There's podcasts, YouTube videos. Those are great 5 and 10 minute things to just pump you up or get you in a positive frame of mind. So when you start incorporating self-discipline into your life, especially with this business, but in all areas too, there is a direct correlation between self-discipline and self-esteem. When you are disciplined and working towards your goals, you will like yourself more. You'll value yourself more. You'll find a greater sense of self-respect and personal pride. You'll see yourself better self-image. You'll see yourself in a more positive way. You'll feel happier. You'll feel more powerful. And I think that a lot of us can relate to this when we think about our workout program, right? If you complete a 60-day program, you feel like you are on top of the world. I know when I completed Insanity, I felt like I conquered the world. The same with when I ran a half marathon. I felt like I just felt so proud and so awesome and so happy, but it was because I disciplined myself to hit those short goals in order to build for the long-term picture. So, think about that when you are working your business. Are you doing your power hour? And your power hour is just basically your 3 vital behaviors. Try to message 3 new people. Try to connect, make 3 new contacts and invite 3 new customers. Do your personal development. Check into your challenge groups. Post on social media. And answer any messages or emails that you have. There's your power hour right there. If you can discipline yourself to do at least an hour a day with the business, you're going to have a greater sense of value, see everything more positively, just like getting your workouts done. Even if the scale doesn't change, even if your inches don't change, you feel better because you are following a schedule and, disciplining yourself to get it done. Another example is just, maybe you want to be an early riser. So you feel like you need to get your workout done at 5 a.m. I'll tell you what, that's really hard for me. But when I've put that as a goal of mine and I get up and I would do it at 5 o'clock in the morning, by the end of the week, if I hit that goal of working out at 5 o'clock in the morning, I felt awesome. I was happy. I was excited. It set me up for the whole day because I kept that discipline in line. So I want you to think about, as we close out the call here, I want you to think about some questions to ask yourself in terms of where you are in success, in life in general, as a coach. If you are not as successful as you would like to be, why? Why aren't you as successful as you would like to be? What one discipline would help you the most to achieve your goals? And if you could wave a magic wand and be completely disciplined in one area, which one discipline would have the greatest impact on your life? So again, why aren't you as successful as you would like to be? What one discipline would help you the most to achieve your goals? And if you could wave a magic wand and completely be disciplined in one area, which one discipline would have the greatest positive impact on your life? And I think that those questions are something to really, write down and think about and start to make a change and apply it to your life. And you will see great things happen. So the last thing I want to leave you with is just to know that you can achieve almost any goal you set for yourself if you have the discipline to pay the price, to do what you need to do, and to never give up. And this is literally the epitome right here of what I feel we are as Beachbody coaches. You will be successful in this organization if you make time to discipline yourself to do those 3 vital behaviors on a daily basis. which is doing what you need to do in order to grow your business and to never give up on it. And if you never give up on it, you will get there. And there are many people that have gone before us that can vouch for that, including myself, Katie, Melanie, that are ahead of us, people that have been in business for a few years. If you never give up on it, you will be successful in this business. But you do need to stay disciplined and do those 3 vital behaviors and get to the events. So that is all I have for you guys tonight. I know I kind of flew through that. And if you want to read that book, I don't have it here. Again, it's No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline by Brian Tracy. I'm really only about 2 chapters in, but I have almost the whole thing highlighted because it's just, there's so many things in there that resonate with me and that are so powerful. And you can apply it at any point in your business. So with that, do you guys have any questions for me? I'm going to put this recording up. Did you have any questions, Sarah?
Can I ask like an off-topic question?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I was just trying to figure out, I was looking at my online office, my team. Are the PP points different, like for your coaches? Like, do you get less amount from like a sale, or is it the same? Like if they buy Shakeology, it's like 90. Is it less for coaches, or am I reading it wrong?
So your personal volume will come from what you sell. It's more like your retail.
Okay.
So the personal volume is your volume, what you're selling. So that is not going to come from your coaches.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the right and left volume.
Oh, yeah, that'll come from your coaches. So team volume, that's TV.
Right, yeah. But is it less, like if they sell Shakeology and they get like 90 for themselves, is it less for me or no?
No.
Okay. I was just reading it wrong then maybe.
No, like they won't earn volume points on their Shakeology. Like you'll see that volume point. That'll impact you. Okay. The Shakeology impacts them in that it keeps them active. But that'll all trickle up to your volume points. So, but no, if I'm answering you correctly, the Shakeology is always 90. Like it's not like split or anything like that.
Even if like they sell it to someone else, would it still, how does that work?
Okay. So let's say Stacy sells Shakeology to a customer, right? So that's going to end up impacting your team volume. So that'll impact her personal volume.
Right.
So her personal volume impacts your team volume.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like your personal volume impacts my team volume.
Okay.
So, and you're basically making retail on your personal volume. And then your cycle bonus is coming from your team volume.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure it all out.
It's hard until like all the numbers start